Welcome to Hack the File. This is Michael Lopez, and today is the fourth video on ethical hacking. And today we're going to do the basic hacking session with the setup virtual environment that we did in the previous videos. Enjoy. All right, let's see if you guys can see me. So we're here. We're doing the fourth video, and so in the previous videos we set up um, the virtual environment, right? So now we're finally gonna do some hacking, and I'm pretty excited. I mean, this is gonna start off just basic hacking, but it's a cool little flavor, little test, um, a little example of what you're gonna be doing if you're in pen testing, or just gives you an idea of what hacking is, and it explains like what it's doing and stuff, right? So what a backdoor is and all that stuff. So um, which is cool because you're gonna hear that. Like where I worked, I had a colleague. He was talking about setting up backdoors and all this stuff. And at the time, I didn't know what that was, or I was like, what does that mean? Like what is a backdoor? Mean when you're hacking and stuff. So I guess this is gonna explain it, and it's gonna be pretty cool. So here we go. So this is where we left off. Your first hack: exploiting a backdoor in Metasploitable. And like I said, Metasploitable is a vulnerable server that you're setting up, or a vulnerable desktop or whatever. Now that you've set up everything, let's test the virtual labs infrastructure by executing an attack. Our goal is to gain access to Metasploitable machine by exploiting a vulnerability called a backdoor. A backdoor is an intentional flaw that allows an attacker to gain unauthorized access. In July 2011, the security community discovered that an attacker had inserted a backdoor into the code of version 2.3.4 of VSFTPD, an open source Unix FTP server. Now, FTP is something you're gonna have to go look up if you don't know what that is. But it's you, if you Google it, it'll let you know. This is one disadvantage of open source software. It's possible for malicious developers to compromise the open source project. So, an example of open source would be like Ubuntu, or Linux. I don't know necessarily Ubuntu, but I know Linux is an open source OS system, and open source, like anybody can work on it and contribute to it. So imagine the possibilities of like hackers, doing that and then injecting stuff in versions and stuff like that, and so it's pretty bad. This particular backdoor allows the attacker um, to gain access to the terminal on the vulnerable machine. Okay, let's read that again. This particular backdoor allows the attacker to gain access to the terminal on the vulnerable machine. All the attacker needs to do is log into the FTP server using a username ending in colon smiley face, right, or colon um, parentheses, and an invalid password. So all the attacker needs to do to log in is to use that, use a username ending in with this thing, and an invalid password. So you can put any password. Once the attack is activated, it opens a shell. If you don't know what shell is, you got to go look that up. On port 6200. And see, when I'm telling you to look that up, I mean, like, if you're in cybersecurity or whatever, you probably know what that is, right? But if you're watching my videos because you're interested in hacking, or anything computers like that, then when I tell you to Google something or look it up, it's not going to be too difficult, right? Or else I would explain some of it. But it's something that's easy, right? So you literally just type in shell and it'll give you an idea of what that is, and that's all you need is an idea of it. And then you're gonna start, and in these videos or in real life or whatever, you're gonna start messing with it on your own. Um, it opens a shell on port 6200 or 6200. Okay, a shell is a program that connects to an attacker's machine, allowing the attacker to execute terminal commands on the compromised machine. It shows a program that connects to an attacker's machine. Okay, allowing the attacker to execute terminal commands on the compromised machine. So once you connect through port 6200 by entering in this thing right here and then an invalid thing, it opens a shell on the port 6200. If you don't know what ports are, you're gonna have to look that up too. Okay, um, connects to it and then allows the attacker to execute commands on the compromise, which is cool. So it allows you to open up a terminal, a command terminal, um, or a shell. Same thing. You can run commands from it on the machine that you compromise. So that's basically, in layman's terms, allows you to run commands on the computer that you're attacking. So if you're a hacker, now you can run all kinds of commands, or you can try to run all kinds of commands on that machine. Okay. Um, let's exploit the Metasploitable server, which contains this vulnerability. We'll begin by obtaining the Metasploitable machine's IP address. So when I run this stuff, I'm not going to show you any of my IP addresses. Okay. Because I don't know how to block them out. At least not right now. I might have to do some research and then whatever. But just know that I'm going to see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you that it's working, but I'm not going to show you any IP addresses because it's going to be. I got a feeling I'm going to run a scan on this environment, and I'm sure it's going to pick up all my IP addresses for all my stuff that's here that I have connected to the network, right? So I don't want to do that, and I think I'm gonna have to either pause it and figure out how to narrow down the scope of it or the IP range. But still, I might pick up something that I don't want you guys to see. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure something out. But just know that's gonna happen. Okay, before you continue, ensure that your pfSense virtual machine is running. You will need access to the internet. Okay, so that's right. Okay, so the pfSense firewall has to be running, or else I can't. The rest of my stuff connected in that little virtual network that we created will not be able to access the internet because they're going through him, right? They're going through the pfSense. So let's go ahead and do that first. So I'm gonna pull up my my little virtual environment and then start everything. So it's Oracle VM VirtualBox, which so far I'm not liking. Right. Okay, so that's it right there. And we'll pull back up my clip chat or whatever so I can see what I'm doing. All right, and then so this is our setup, right? Here's the Metasploitable I was talking about. We're gonna exploit that. So I'm still troubleshooting all this stuff because I don't even know if it's supposed to be wired connected or not. It's just so ridiculous because it's through Wi-Fi, right? So, but anyways, okay. So what did it say it wanted to run? It said it wanted to run. Before you continue, sure that your pfSense. Okay, yeah, pfSense firewall. So here it is. It's in a safe state because I'm going to start that up because that's the one that we had problems with. And every time I shut it down, I have to start it up and run it in some weird state, and then it takes forever. So I just kept it in the save state. Hopefully it stayed good. But this is the type of stuff you're gonna run into when you're. I think this book was written for Mac. I don't have my Mac yet. I've currently got a Ubuntu Linux computer that just runs Linux or Ubuntu, and then I have my Windows, and then that's what I'm running this stuff on or whatever. And then I have I'm getting my Mac, little Mac desktop mini, so I can start practicing on Macs. because they're all different, right? So, anyways, just give me some time. Okay, so now, so here's this. Okay. Oh shit. Um. Anyways, I might have to. So, well, I really don't care. So now that's running. So we know that that's running. My PFR sense is running. Okay, and then my Metasploitable. Let's see if this is running. I want to start this and see if the Metasploitable is running. It's powering on the machine. In this video, we're gonna just run this one vulnerability scan, and then I'll make another video about something else or whatnot. But this, I'm gonna run this basic thing because I don't want to have my videos too long. I want to have them at least like 30 minutes. So hopefully this all goes through. So this is this starting up. Your Metasploitable machine is starting up. Now I know I have some kind of network issue with it or something, and we're gonna have to try to figure that out right now. Because I tried to run it, but I didn't really run it carefully. I just ran all this, like I got bored. But we'll see if it happens again. The problem that I ran into. Okay, Metasploitable login. I think yeah, it's right there. It says right there. It's a MSF admin. Yeah, login with MSF. So MSF admin. MSF admin. And that's it. And then MSF admin. Yeah. MSF. MSF. Oh, funny. Orange chicken. All right, we're logged in. Hey, can you shut the door right here? I'm making a video. And then so, oh man, that's funny. All right. So we're all logged in to the Metasploitable machine. So Metasploitable machines, it'll tell you what you got to log into. So you can't see my cursor, huh? Anyways, it's MSF login. Okay. So now that's logged in. Let's close that, minimize that. Minimize this, and we're gonna go to the next step. My firewall's running. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next step now. Okay, getting the IP address from the Metasploitable server. First step in most hacks is identifying the machine that we want to connect to. As discussed in more detail in Chapter 2, each machine has a unique IP address. If you don't know what an IP address is, you gotta Google that. I mean, it's simple, right? In this section, I mean, at least on the surface, it's simple. That's all you need to know is the surface stuff right now. We'll show how to use the Net Discover tool to obtain IP addresses of the Metasploitable server. Open the terminal on your Kali Linux machine. That's my hacking box toolkit, right? By clicking the icon on the upper left section of the menu. Enter the command net discover. If your terminal says the command cannot be found or that you must be en route to run it as sudo. So sudo or sudo, I say sudo, but it's most likely sudo, right? Because it's super user do. That's what it stands for. That's just Linux's version of give you admin privileges or super user rights. So, and then super user rights is basically like in Windows. If you're used to using Windows, it's just logging in as or admin or opening a file in admin administrative privileges. Anyways, so Kali, this is what's going to look like in the Kali Linux terminal. We're going to say sudo net discover, right? The NetDiscover tool searches multiple IP addresses on your network, so that's what I'm not going to show you. to discover those that are currently being used, letting you see all the machines currently connected to the SEM alien. And remember, I connected this to my wireless, so it's going to show everything. After a couple minutes, NetDiscover should have discovered the Metasploitable server and its IP addresses, displaying it in a screen similar to this one. So I think I get one of these, and I think it's the firewall in it. I mean, not the firewall. I don't know. I only get one. Okay, so let's read more, and then let's run this. For simplicity, ensure that you're running only the pfSense and Metasploitable and Kali virtual machines. So that's not going to happen because I have like 1,000 different machines and devices connected to my. I've got iPads, TVs, all kinds of stuff. So I can't shut them all off and kick them all out. That's just ridiculous. So I'm gonna sort through and try to find these three, right? This will reduce the number of virtual machines on the network and make it easier to read NetDiscover's tool output. The first IP address belongs to pfSense router. So it's this one, right? So this is the firewall. That's the only one I think I get. But we'll see right now. We'll run it again. And the second belongs to the Metasploitable machine. So this one they're saying would be the Metasploitable machine. And I matched the MAC addresses. So, I mean, they're not going to match these ones, but they match the ones that I have in there. Your address may differ. The machine with the lowest address is normally the router, or in this case, the firewall through which all traffic entering and exiting the network travels. Your Metasploitable server is most likely the second IP. So this is most likely the one. This is the address that they found that we're looking for, right? So that's going to be a problem. Your Metasploitable server, okay. Now that you have that, okay, so now that you have the server, okay, so we're going to go do that first. We're going to scan this. So I'm going to open up my, okay. So I'm not like a network administrator guy, but you know, I'll figure it out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking something right now. So let's go to the Kali Linux. So now we're going to go here. This is our hacker's toolbox, right? This is what we're hacking with. Okay, just want to remind you. So we're going to start that up. And then I'll run the command on there and show you. Oh, man. Okay. All right, yeah, so it gets switched to scale. Nice. That's how I want it. Want it to scale. Capture. So we're booting up the hacker's toolkit, right? Or Kali Linux hacker toolbox. And like I said, this has got all kinds of hacking tools that are already made for you, so you don't have to make them yourself. Now, I have a background in software engineering, so I've made like 3 or 4 hacking scanning tools, but they still utilize what's already um, downloaded on here. Well, it depends. Like an Nmap scan, I can run an Nmap scan by an application I wrote called Vuln Hunter, and I mean, so this already has it all installed, but you can create your own hacking tools. You know, that's another book I have. It's called Python for Black Hat Hacking. That's a good book. And I've created, I think, and then it even has all the code created on there. So there's some dangerous stuff. Okay, so I can't type with the crap. Kali. Yeah, my typing's whack. I gotta practice my typing, and whoa, it's terrible. But I gotta make time to get my typing on par. All right, so now this is open, right? And this is the Kali box. So we're gonna open the terminal, right? We're gonna just go click up here on this little terminal right here, and there you go, right? So it was net discover. So I'm gonna do sudo net discover. So sudo, oh there it is. See, I already, like I said, I already did this. Now it's gonna scan, right? I think this is, oh, shoot. I don't know what my password is. What is this? Yeah. All right. So now it's gonna start scanning, right? And I'm gonna take that out because I don't want you guys to see all my IP addresses. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if, but yeah, this has got like hundreds of. I got so much different. I got Nintendo on here. I have no clue what's going on. Anyway, so it's running the scan, and I'm trying to find the ones that. So this is running. Okay, that's running. That's running. And I'm actually gonna run a. I want to see what IP address this is. So my Metasploitable is running. Okay, so let me. Where's my Metasploitable? Okay, let me see what. I think this one should be ifconfig. I think. Let's see what. I think it's it's ifconfig. So I want to see what. Man, I hate how this little thing right here. It's 100. Yeah, nothing's showing up. So I'm not getting any of those things. So it has said, the PCS system. It's supposed to have this name. No, I'm not getting any of that on my scan. So I'm not getting my Metasploit. I'm not even getting my firewall. So what that tells me is that it's not configured right? It's not connected or something. Because this is scanning, but it's. Wait, is that? Yeah. How many minutes do I have left in this? Anyways. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop it, right? It's not configured. It's not showing me what I want to see. I'm not getting nothing. What the fudge? What in the fudge? Where is this at? I can't even find the. Close that. Gosh. And man, this is ridiculous. It's probably right here. Hold on, let me. Why can't it pull that up? Oh shoot, it's right here. Gosh. All right, yeah, that's. Oh yeah, okay. So it's got one. It's got the PCS system. 106. Let me look at. So I guess I can just minimize this to. I'm sure if I let this scan for, the rest of the day, it's gonna take a minute. Does it say it's gonna take a while? Let me see. Count 21. Okay, PC. So I've got again, I've got one of them, and I think it's the firewall. I can't see my Metasploitable on here, and it might just be Net Discover. Um, so PC. Okay, let me check the MAC address on this, or the IP 106. So let me go to my IP that I just pulled up on this Metasploit. Yeah, so it's not finding my Metasploitable. So here's my Metasploitable IP address, right? So it's 192.168.1.100, right? And oh, man, I'm not seeing that on there. So it must be the firewall that it's. So I'm running a scan from Cali, and I'm getting a Net Discover on the LAN that it's on, or the LAN, and I'm picking up all kinds of stuff, but I'm picking up the firewall. So it's picking up the firewall, but it's not picking up my Metasploitable. So what does that tell me? That tells me that there's firewall misconfigurations. Maybe it's not allowing me to see the Metasploitable. Did I miss a step when I set up the firewall? Okay, so let me look at this. So this is the whole part of troubleshooting this. Okay, so now let me look up here, and here's my. So here's my firewall, and should I ping the host and see if ping? Let's ping. Let's ping Metasploitable. See if I can get a ping back from my firewall. Right? That should work, right? So ping, and then the dang it, I forgot what the. Get out of here. Wasn't it shift? Control? Okay. Can't stand this. So it's 192.168. Okay. Oh, that's not the one. It's this one. Oh, I'm sure it's shading. Oh my gosh. I gotta get up. Ping 168. Dot. What was it? No, it's not 168. It's 182. That one was 100. That didn't work. Ping host. Where the hell's my? So I'm just gonna put ping host. Oh, oh, oh. That obviously wasn't the right. I can't never get. Oh, it's 168.1. That's what I put. Okay, now I just want to look at these commands and see filter logs, restart web configurator, update from console. Okay, so this is my firewall. I don't even know how to use this pfSense firewall. Okay, that's ridiculous. I can just ping. I'll ping from. All right, so my little square screen with my face on it was lagging, so I just took it off. I don't care. Um, just gonna do the videos like that now because I don't know why that's lagging. But anyways, um, what I'm gonna do is I'm sure this is a firewall config issue. Is what I'm assuming. Okay, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep continuing in the book, and I'm gonna run this little hack, the back door, and if it doesn't work, then we're gonna troubleshoot it. Okay, that's the deal. That's what we're gonna do. So let's keep going. I have my Metasploitable running. I have my Kali Linux machine running. I have my PF Firewall Sense running, and I changed all their settings to. Let's look at this. So Metasploitable. Let's look at the settings. Let's look at the network, and they're all on the internal network. And I allow the VMs, and they're not cable connected, so I didn't put this. Okay, I don't know why that I had that before, but this should run fine. Okay, and then Kali, go to network, bridged adapter. I'm gonna go to allow VMs, take that off, see what happens. Then network, I want to go to allow VMs, take that off because it's not cable connected. This is through Wi-Fi, so I don't know. That should work. Network, allow VMs. Already did that one. I think that one was only. All right, let's see if that should all be configured right. Okay, so maybe I should rescan it. So we're gonna rescan on. Nah, nothing's happening. So, um, oh shit. Now it's not even working. So, yeah, so apparently that has to be. This has to be. Cable connected? Weird. Hmm. All right. So that has to be. Try that again, though. So in your adapter 2, network, LAN, this has to be cable connected. This one doesn't have to? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know how to do that one. See, I'm just troubleshooting this right now. Yeah, it's got to be cable connected into the LAN. Okay, so let's go here. That's ridiculous. I guess that has to be cable connected. Oh, there you go. That's see how it's picking up that. So now that they're just cable connected through LANs, the LAN, I'm picking up just what's on the LAN through this Kali scan. So now that's picking up the um, firewall. So it's 192.168.1.1. Now let's look at the firewall and let's look at the net. Actually, probably should have it right here. Um, Now let's look at the settings. I think it's under system. No, it's going to be under network. There's a well, it gives you the MAC address right there at least. Okay, MAC address ends in E06F. Let's see if we can see if that's. I mean, I can't see, but yeah, E0B6. Huh. Wait a minute. E0B6. See which one that is. Might be picking up the Metasploit now. Nah, see that MAC address is different. DF8. Oh yeah, that is E0B6. So it's picking up the firewall, but it's not seeing this Metasploitable. Now what I'm thinking is that that's a firewall issue. I think that the firewall is not allowing this to see it to pick it up, right? So we're gonna go ahead and skip this step and see if the other stuff works, and then if it doesn't, then we're gonna have to troubleshoot this and see what's going on. But at least we know how this has to be set up. So, or at least I think, like these on the network with your internal network that your virtual machines are all connected to, they have to be connected, cable connected. And then I would allow VMs, maybe allow all on the. Let's see, let's check that. So pfSense running. I mean, but it's a VM, so it should allow it. I mean, that's. But we can change this and see if it picks it up. No, it's still scanning right now. See, it's still scanning. So let's mess with it while it's still scanning. Let's go to allow all. See if it picks it up. Wait a minute, what was that on? They allow all on the LAN. Yeah, let's do allow all on this one too. And I think that when I go here and I go to the thing and I go here and I cable connect it, I think it starts scanning everything on my network. No. Let's give it a second to run. This is scanning 172. Unique host. One host. From one host. 5 cache from one host. What's this one? Yeah, I don't think that. I think this bridge adapter should allow all. It's not cable. And I think this one should be allow all. Yeah, because it's a PF sense. It's a firewall. I'm gonna mess with this while it's scanning and see if it shows up a Metasploitable, because I have no clue why this is not showing. It's ridiculous. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. I think this should be not cable connected, allow all. And this one should be cable connected, allow all. So I have no damn clue why that's. Ah! Got him! Now showing. Damn, did you see that? Why? What did I do? I did something. Alright, so it's working now. So let's see that? It's picking them up. Some bish. Alright, now let's see what we did. So let's go. It has to have been those network settings. So enable network adapter, allow all cable connected, which makes sense on the LAN. Yeah, I already had it like that though. But allow all, I think, is what the setting was, because and then the PF sense network. So the first one, allow all cable connected, not cable connected, because it's not, right? I bet you if I change that, it'd still pick it up, but I'm not gonna mess with it. An internal network allow all, but it has to be connected. All right. See, this is what you do. So, I've never used this Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager, and if you don't want to Google stuff like to get your answers, like, oh, my Oracle VM is not seeing my PFSense stuff, and it's hard. That's how you got to troubleshoot that stuff. This is what my channel is about. So I'm not a networking master or expert, but common sense will tell you what you're doing, right? But so when this was scanning originally, it was only picking up my firewall, right, for some reason. So now it's picking up both, right? And that actually looks like what we're looking for. See, both of these, and then so now it was only giving me the firewall. And what I did was, if you rewatch that video and stuff, is I ran a live scan of on the Kali, right? And let it keep scanning or whatever. And I was only picking up one, but then these are the settings you have to mess with in the network, right? Because this little network is all connected together, and so you're gonna have to troubleshoot it by messing with it while it's scanning or live, and then stop and rescan. I don't know. I might have got lucky. I have no idea. But the internal network, apparently, you have to click that cable connected, even though there's no physical cable. I guess that's just saying that like when checked, the virtual network cable is plugged in. There's no damn virtual. We're gonna have no. This is all wireless, right? But I guess in this VM box, if you want them all to be connected in your LAN, like you have to click that button. And so common sense will tell you that they all have to be connected, right? Like if they were physically connected. And then since this is my firewall, um, your bridge adapter doesn't have to be connected because that's the one that I mean it might, but I don't think so. I mean it might. I don't know. I don't think this has. I think these have to be checked or like. I think this one doesn't matter if it's checked or not. Watch, I could test that theory. I could check it right now and rescan and see if these. Let's do that because I guess that doesn't matter, right? So I'm gonna go like this, okay, and then I'm gonna rescan this. So let's test that theory. So that's the whole point of this. And if it still pulls up that yeah, see, so that doesn't matter, right? So that obviously doesn't matter. Um, but I think it does matter that it needs to be checked, right? So we know it's not this, but I think it does need to be checked, right? But I think it was this allow all. But I had those like that. So but I think these have to be all allowed all, okay, on your firewall and connected, right? Which makes no damn sense at all because there's no physical cord connected. It's just this Oracle VM Virtual Box Manager how it works. And see, so that's the whole part of this stupid, of this stuff is troubleshooting it and figuring out what the hell's wrong with it. So now it's working now. But see how long that took? That's ridiculous. And so it's working. It's just little stuff like that that's just irritating. But now I am happy. This little virtual that's just makes me so happy that I worked through that, and now you know how that should be done, right? So now if you're doing this with me or you're doing it by yourself, you're learning how to troubleshoot stuff and test it. Don't be afraid to test it, like I just did right now. Let's troubleshoot that theory. Troubleshoot all these damn theories that you have and rule out what doesn't make sense, and then you'll kind of understand how things work. So then if I ever have to set this up for a company, or if I ever want to start hacking stuff, and I'm not like, I'm not a baby, I can figure it out myself and, you know, hack stuff yourself. So we've done it. Man, that took a minute. All right, so now this is working. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and cancel this. And that's awesome. So like stuff like that is just so cool when it works. When it doesn't work, it sucks. Okay, so now we did that. Man. All right. Now let's start hacking. Now that we know they're all connected and we can actually hack that shit, hack that stuff, let's go to the next one. All right. So this is going to be kind of a long video. It might be like an hour, but this is very important. Let's at least get this hacked. Let's at least hack this backdoor. For simplicity, ensure that you are running only the pfSense Metasploitable Kali. Okay, we already read this. Okay, now that you have the server's IP address, so we have the server's IP address, okay? And the server's IP address is right there. It's the second one, because the first one was our firewall, right? We didn't even check to see if that MAC address, but I'm sure if speaking of both of them, that's the one. Yeah, see, and it looks just like that one, right? But I mean, it's not always gonna look like that one, but it's the exact same thing. Oh, wait a minute, is it? Oh, crap. So that's a 1.100. That's a 100.101. Okay, so it's fine. So don't let that stuff confuse you. You're gonna have different IP addresses, right? Okay. Now that you have the IP servers, you should be able to visit the web pages that the server is hosting. Click the blue Kali logo in the upper left corner of the Kali machine. Then open Kali Linux web browser and enter the IP address you discovered. So this is what we're looking for when we get online. Okay, so all this is controlled online. That's what's cool about it. So let's go to this, and I'm gonna go like this. And in Kali, you have to copy selection. Okay, this one right here, and it wants me to go to the web browser. And this is all your stuff, right? But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go over here, Mozilla Firefox web browser. Okay, and I'm gonna type in just the IP address on here. Oh, wait a minute, is it? Is that what it said to do? Yeah, it did. Okay, so you guys that um are into cybersecurity and you guys know what I just did, I don't have to explain it. But if you're just getting into hacking and you're like, oh, I like this stuff, this is cool, you can access IP address servers that are connected online by just in your browser typing in an IP address. And if it's like this one, you're able to connect to it right away because it's metasploitable. The whole point is that it wants you to, hack it easily, right? Or whatever. So then you're gonna click on these, and I guess so we can read this warning: never expose this VM, whatever. So you can do all this stuff here and hack it or something. I don't know, but this is you can access it through the website. Okay, by just putting the IP address up here in your browser, and then it connects to it. That's what we're doing here. Okay, if you didn't know, now you know. Um, this is gonna be a long video, so let's. I'm gonna kind of like edit some of it out, but okay, now let's close this. Let's go back to the book, see what it says. So we got that, right? That's what we're looking at. See, and he put the IP address up here. See? Okay, next step. If you can see the web page, it means that both your Metasploitable machine and Kali Linux machines are correctly connected to the internal network. Congratulations, we did it. And we did it live, and I troubleshooted it with you guys live instead of just doing it and then going, this is how you do it, which is no help to anybody. You don't know what you're gonna do it and go, I can't get mine to work. So, anyways, using the backdoor to gain access. Now we're gonna do it. Now we'll exploit the backdoor to gain access to the Metasploitable machine. Connect to the FTP server using Netcat. Now, Netcat is a program, is a hacking tool in Kali Linux, or it's in Windows and all kinds of stuff. It's just it's a tool, a command line tool that supports several networking functions. Here we'll use it to open TCP socket to the server. Here we'll use it to open a TCP socket to the server. Okay, TCP. If you don't know what TCP is, Google that too. All this stuff is just ports. Okay, and in layman's term, or put simply, ports are just protocols. And how, and to put even more simply, how the internet works and how everything's connected and how HTTPS and all that work, and those are just all different protocols. Means those are all different rules or ways everything communicates and connects to each other. Okay, that's it. It's more to that, but that's the easiest way I can explain it, just in case you don't know. Okay, so we'll use it to open a TCP socket to the server. Okay, we'll use we will discuss TCP sockets in chapter 3, and that's what's going to be cool about these videos, because when you go through this book, you're going to know a lot. It explains a lot of stuff, right? And it's going to help me give me a better understanding of most of this stuff, and then hands-on experience with it. So open the terminal on your Kali Linux machine and enter the following commands. Okay, now this is where it's going to get a little complicated, right? Netcat, okay, because we're doing netcat, right? So netcat, and there's a little parentheses NC. There you go. That's what we're going to put right here. Netcat, because we're starting the program. I'm just going to call it a program. It's a tool. Same thing. We're starting the tool program, and IP address of your Metasploitable virtual machine. So we're going to enter in the same IP, and see these little lines. We're not going to put those little lines. It's just going to be netcat IP address. It's just showing you that's where it goes. I mean, these little arrows. You don't enter those arrows in. Okay. Port 21. So this is going to be the port, I'm sure, 21, right? User hacker. Because remember, at the start, it said, okay, this video is going to end in like 5 minutes. I'm going to have to make another one, but it's going to be a really long video. But it said that your username can be anything with this little symbol at the end. That's what we're going to use. Hacker. I'm going to put hack the file and then that, right? And then your password invalid. I mean, they literally put invalid. So it doesn't matter. It's just an invalid password, but it might just be invalid. I mean, it might have to be invalid. I don't know. Shoot. But we're going to do that, okay? So let's read a little bit further. The value of the end of the first command is the port number. Okay, that's that one. FTP, which is file transfer protocol. Okay, they use this rule or protocol or way port number to transfer files. Okay. Server normally runs on port 21. That's why we put that 21. We'll discuss the concept of the port number in chapter 3. But for now, you can think of it as a communication channel that... Okay, so it's going to talk about that port in chapter 3. So, but for now, you can think of it as a communication channel that operates systems assigning to a program. Program A may be communicating on channel 21, whereas program B may be communicating on channel 6200. Okay, let's activate this shell. Because remember it said it was going to activate a shell? So, netcat port 21 is what we're doing. Okay, so let's go back to our Metasploitable. We're just going to minimize this. So we're going here, and we're going to go netcat and IP and port 21. See what happens. So that's scanning, or maybe this is where I got to enter in the invalid. So I'm going to go hack the file, semicolon, and then the parenthesis, right? That's what it was. That's the backdoor. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. So, hack. No. $530. Please log in with username and password. Okay, I did something wrong. Let's close out of this crap. Do it one more time. Netcat. Was it netcat? Yeah, it was netcat. Oh, okay, I did something wrong. Invalid. Okay, netcat. $21. Okay, let me go back to my machine. The hell's that machine? Okay. That should be good. Okay, so FTPD. Let's you can get the press return right here and then no. What the heck? Uh, I don't know. Let me see. I can't remember how to. I don't know what the hell I did right there. Let's do one more time. Okay, now we'll do the user. So it was hacker. Do I have to put user? Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, there you go. You gotta do it literally like that. Pass. Was it pass? Ugh. Yeah, pass invalid. Shouldn't it have? Okay. Invalid password. Oh, that's just ridiculous. All right. Oh, it's uppercase. No, it's ain't uppercase. There you go. I think that worked. I think that worked. $6,200. So open a new terminal. Netcat. Oh, shoot. It's ridiculous. All right. So see how this just has lowercase? I think you have to have uppercase when you do it. Because when I did lowercase, it wasn't working. I don't know. But that's the stuff that you're going to learn that the book doesn't show you. I have no clue. Maybe I'm wrong. But so it's now that you have activated the shell associated with the backdoor, open a new terminal window and enter in the following command to connect the shell to the shell that should be running on port 6200 on the Metasploiter machine. After you've connected, it will appear as though the terminal is unresponsive, but this is not the case. It is just waiting for you to type something in. Type the ls command to list all the files in the current directory. You should now be able to enter in commands in your Kali Linux terminal and have them run as though they were entered on the terminal on the Metasploitable machine. For instance, use this shell to reboot the machine by entering the following command in the terminal on your Kali Linux machine, and then observe what happens to your Metasploitable machine. Who am I? Reboot. Okay, so what that's talking about. I think this is what hacked into it. And then I created a shell over here. Um, hold on. I'm kind of rusty on this. It's been a minute, but hold on. After you've connected it, blah 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 blah. Should be able to enter commands in the Kali terminal. Which Kali terminal? Is it the? It's not the reverse shell, is it? Okay, let's read this again. This confused me a little bit, and I've done this a bunch of times, and I'm still confused. The value at the end of the first command, blah 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 blah. Okay, but for now, you can think of the. Now that you have activated a shell, that's what we did here. No, wait, wait. Oh, that's right. All right, so I think it is in the. So I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna say, who am I? Put who am I right here? Root. So it's working. So let me explain this real quick. Um, this was the backdoor that we exploited with the IP address of that Metasploitable, port 21. So port 21 is the file transfer protocol. We use that to gain access to the Metasploitable with his backdoor. That see, and that's the thing. This is not showing you how he did put the backdoor in, but it just says that a hacker left a backdoor in some code. So it's not showing you how to do the backdoor, but it's showing you how to exploit the backdoor. And then later on, I think it's going to show you how to make a backdoor. Okay, so that's the only thing that's, hopefully they show you how to do a backdoor. So, but this is taking advantage of a backdoor that's set up already, right? Because he used this to get into his backdoor. Now he's in the machine. Now he's setting up a reverse shell with Netcat, right? Because Netcat, which gives you, if it's a reverse shell. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this set up the shell. Yeah, this set up shell. And then, yeah. Now we're connecting to the shell on this port 6200. So I don't know if that's a reverse shell or not. I don't know. Anyways, so now we're gonna reboot the system. We're gonna reboot this, and I think that whole where the hell am I? I'm gonna type in reboot, like it says, and that should reboot. This. See how it's rebooting? So that's my physical machine on my network, and I am rebooting it from my hacker box. Think about that. So if this was somebody else's machine on their network and I had their IP address and I had set up a reverse shell somehow, I mean a reverse shell, backdoor somehow, I would be able to connect to it and run uh, commands from my hacker machine. Is basically what this is showing you. So I have this pulled up. This is rebooting because I typed in reboot from my Kali Linux machine, right? My hacker box. So I mean, it's just um, basic hacking. But what they don't teach you and they don't really like explain to people, and I think it's for a reason. You know, what I mean, there's got to be a reason. Is um, you'll know how to take advantage of this, but somewhere in the in your learning or in this book, maybe they're going to show you how to actually set up a reverse shell. But you can do that research on your own. Let's see how this is still starting up. And but the thing is, this metasploitable, I'm gonna have to do I'm gonna have to do this um, no epic thing to have it boot up right every damn time. So I shouldn't have did that. But I mean, I'm just gonna show you. So I'm actually gonna have to reboot this again, like shut it off and put no epic in or something because it's not configured for Windows. I don't think. I don't know. It's configured for a Mac, but I'm gonna let this reboot, and if the attack is executed correctly, the Metasploiter machine will reboot. It did. Through starting this machine, though restarting the machine might not seem that dangerous, an attacker with root privileges can do much more. For example, delete all the data on the server by running the command rm-rf slash period. Don't run this command on Metasploitable. It will delete all the data on the machine and you have to repeat the setup process. How could we fix this vulnerability? Newer versions of VSFTPD have identified and removed this issue. So the best way to secure this server is to update VSFTPD. However, the Metasploit machine is designed to be vulnerable, therefore it is not configured to support updates. Alright, so that was our first little taste, little hack. I hope you had fun. Okay, so you know, you could look up. What I would do is I'm gonna have to restart this because it's not gonna power back up. I mean, see, it didn't do it. This. So when I start this, remember we had compatibility issues or some kind of if you I'll have to look up Neopic and see what the issue was, right? Come on, man. And dang it. I'm about to restart that again. See how it says kernel panic. Try rebooting in Neopic option. So that's what we have to do. So it's not going to reboot all the way. It's going to it's going to reboot and then tell me that. So I'm going to reboot it right now and then leave it in the save state. So you just go to your Ubuntu server push E, and then I'm going to do the kernel. I'm going to put space no Wapic, right? And then you're going to press B to boot it. And then it'll boot up properly. See how it's booting up now? When I rebooted on the other one, it's going to do the please put no Wapic stuff and, So I want to leave it up booted, nice. I'm gonna leave it running, but you saw that it worked, right? And that's how you hack stuff. So I'm gonna close this, and then that's your first little thing. So now we know, and we're gonna do some way cooler stuff in these videos. But now we know that our virtual environment is set up right, and then now we can start hacking stuff. And then we're not gonna, you know, uh, have to not troubleshoot a bunch of other stuff. I'm sure of it. Like, why isn't this working? But this was probably the hardest part. You get what I'm saying? Took us 5 videos to, finally get this all set up right and all that stuff. But this is what the name of the game. And I would say if you want to learn how to be a hacker, you start like this. Set up your little environment, start messing with stuff, try to understand what you're doing, and um, learn about networking and all that stuff because I need to learn more about it, and go from there. But this was pretty cool. So no, yeah, that worked. It worked the way it was supposed to work. Just if you mess with it, I don't have time to completely mess with it a lot. So, but yeah, we'll go on to the next thing, and our next video will be capturing traffic with ARP spoofing. And then we'll go through here. So, we'll try to get through this book, but I hope you enjoyed it. And that was Hack the File. And hope you had fun.